Hello, today we're back with another episode of RailRoads Online. Just finished building a new barn, storage barn. Went with the classic red and went ahead and filled it. So let's go ahead and see what we got going in there and see if we can make a trip on up to the iron mine. We haven't tested the new track, so we figured we'll give the new locomotive a run. We went ahead and picked up the Cook Mogul 260. We named it number 5. It's an early 1900s locomotive from the best I know. Ant Ink Railroad on the side. We did name it Monster for the Cookie Monster, being it's a Cook Mogul. Haha. Enough of that joke. So, we will throw some wood in the fire, let that flare up and grab some heat. Kick open the other door there. See if we can get this thing hooked up and see how well it'll take the grade up to the iron mine. We are hoping we can depend on this one to be our wood delivery for the iron mine. Takes off pretty fast. This one is great looking little locomotive. Classic. A nice shiny snow blade on the front to give it a little pop. Other than that, we're pretty plain black. But I like it. Looks classic. Oof, running through the wood. Alright, we will switch that track, see if we can back up. We've been hauling these cars with Eureka back and forth from the sawmill to the freight depot here, making money so that we could pick up a little better locomotive for the hill climb. 3% all the way up to the iron mine. So we wanted something that has a lot more attractive effort than Eureka for sure. Wasn't sure if Betsy could pull a couple of cars up it or not. Didn't really want to try. It's kind of a long run for Betsy, and she does not hold a lot of wood. So, thinking that problem solved. Number 5 here should be able to run for a nice long time. Alright, we'll ease that back nice and slow. Take a look at the loco in the process. Light on the back there. That'll be nice if we get the night cycle for hooking up trains anyway, that's for sure. Bringing it back. And contact. Pin it. Take a look at the barn. Poor Eureka parked inside. Better than sitting outside getting rusty. It's good for the flat ground. I gotta admit it did the job quite well between the sawmill and here. But that's all really super flat ground, so okay, but the tractive effort on that thing is pretty weak, so I'm guessing as soon as the track goes uphill, Eureka is not any good. I didn't even want to take it out to the log camp because I don't think it can make it up that 3% grade. It gets going pretty good, but it takes a fair amount of effort for that one to just to get going. So I just don't think it's a hill climber. So we did put in some effort. Cook Mogul was not super cheap. I guess there are a couple of more expensive engines, so it definitely wasn't the top of the food chain there, but it wasn't too cheap compared to our other one anyway. So we didn't have any chance to get it some rolling stock yet for the coal. We might see if we can get coal down, but then at this point we don't really even know where we have to take the coal, so that'll be our process afterwards. But I figure we have to start getting some wood up to the coal mine in order for it to produce. So rather than just taking the wood to the freight, it would be nice if we could just start delivering it up to the coal mine and getting paid for it. Though our turnaround up at the coal mine right now is not the greatest, so I don't know if this train is even going to come down from up there. That's assuming we can get it up there. But nothing like a first run of a track to see if we can make it. If not, we'll get a great derailment into a canyon, and we'll have to figure out what it takes to pick that up. The Cook Monster Mogul. Huh. Alright. Gotta admit, I almost wish that bell were a little bit louder. Just kind of gets muffled in there, but number five. It's hauling 6 cars like it doesn't even exist. You can't even, this one you can't even tell. I'll tell you, Eureka you can sure feel when you take off just with the 6 cars. They don't have to be loaded. You can just feel them right off the bat, where Monster here sure seems to just be taking off with no problem. So maybe it's adequately named. See how well it handles this turn up here. This is not our best work, but it's worked for Eureka many times, and I figure they're about the same setup with the tinder and whatnot, so hopefully we can make it around this turn. I just saw that car sure looked like it was bouncing around back there pretty good, though. Alright, these tracks should be aligned just because we've been doing round trips, so it should wrap us right around here. This one we should have to flip because we are going to go out the opposite direction from what we normally do here. So, trying to keep the track switches that we have to make on given runs to a minimum. I like the idea of having full loops to each place, so if we need to make continuous runs, we can just keep doing that without jumping in and out of the train. It's kind of nice when you can unload and just kind of keep the train moving and drop and jump back in and can the gas and go. You do get to pick your smokestack with these. We picked a, I don't know, mushroom stack, if you will. Wasn't the biggest one they had or the most expensive, but I thought it looked unique and figured it was worth a go. We may end up with more than one of these as we go, in case we get some big trains or just need some better replacements. So far we're going to go ahead and say that this is the best train we have just by the feel already from pulling these 6 cars. I mean, all of the other ones you feel the cars. This one's just kind of chugging along, no problem. So we are going to try to do I can't remember how, gosh, I'm thinking I remember the ratio is 4 beams to 2 lumber cars is what the mine needs up there. Could be wrong. Gonna take a gamble and say that that works. I'm pretty sure that's what I remember hearing. What? What the? What? Go in there. Wonder where the last one went. Wouldn't think it has too many places. It's right under the crane. Jeez. Babysit the crane. Hopefully in the future we get a little faster ways to load these. Would be kind of nice to help out a little bit. Hopefully we can get this one loaded in 2 holds. Kind of nice when you don't have to move the train 6 times to fill it up. But this one with the 4 crane setup is kind of nice. It's too bad they don't just line up with 4 cars in a row, so it would make it a little bit easier. But take what you can get. Alright. Jump in there. Yeah, we might lay out some markers or something for pulling longer trains. This one may be able to pull a heck of a lot more cars. I guess we'll have to... We might put that to the test coming up and see. It is a fairly long run up there, so if we could get away with running maybe more than 6 cars, but it's also a 3% grade, and we haven't driven anything up that kind of hill yet for that long, so I don't know. This one might not even make it. There are a couple of more powerful locomotives, and I thought about waiting to pick up one of those, but trying to kind of use a different locomotive for different products as we go. We'll see how that works. Eventually I'd like to save up some cars and see if, or money for some more rolling stock and see if we can get those hooked back up to Eureka so she's not just sitting in the shed. But Eureka's our prettiest locomotive at this point, so having her parked in the shed is not a bad thing. Alright, looks like we got 3 more. They're all going to drop on there, and we can call this one a full load. That'll be in, boom, on there. I'd almost use that other crane back there, but I have had where if this crane goes to drop on that load, it'll wipe that load out and start loading it with lumber. So we're too close to loaded to mess with that. So loaded we are. And now we're going to head on out and see if we can make the big climb up the hill. We should be pretty much green light express from here to the iron mine. Nothing's been that way, so I think all of the switches are in order. And hopefully some of those curves on the way up the mountain don't derail us, or this may end up being a little shorter trip than we planned. In fact, we should almost save it in here, but you know what? No guts, no glory. Let's just go for it. We're already rolling. Doesn't work. We will catch a nice crash and call it a win. So this track out here to our left, we laid in for future build. We know that the smelter is off down that hill somewhere, so I think that'll be a comeback track from there into the system. But I'm thinking that might be our next target. I just have not confirmed that yet, so hopefully we're part of the way done with that. But that comes to an end up here. We didn't lay in a bridge yet for it. There's a nice little bridge over the ravine there. Very little house on the prairie stuff there. Old school wooden log bridge, looks good. Got this nice and flat, nice and fat. It's a nice and wide valley that they gave us to get through here. So we do think we can get at least 2, maybe 3 tracks coming through here. So we kept this way over to the edge. Hopefully we won't have any issues there. But we may need to bring multiple rails through here for sure. So we left some room just in case. We do get a little bit of a downhill here. Yeah. Found this little valley running in. And then we are gonna start what is pretty much a 3% climb all the way up to the mine. So, oh, we got brake on there. Definitely don't need that. A couple of little S-turns in here. Well, it's still behind us. And there is some of the vastness of the map. Oh, she's bogging down there. Oh, because we are out of fire. We don't have any brakes on, do we? No. I think so. But that bridge is a little on the spooky side. If it takes that much effort just to get across with these, I don't know how much more we can add. We were full on throttles there. We get this 80-90%. See if we have to run full throttle, or if we can get away with edging it down. Maybe not. This might take about all it's got to get it up there. By the time we have those curves in there, it seems to be, unless we have a brake set somewhere. Uh-oh. Looks like we left the fire door open. wonder if that makes it burn wood faster. Oh, we're not on fire, are we? A little steam. Old Cookie's working. As you can see, though, this is a steep valley, ravine, whatever you want to call it. It's some pretty sheer cliffs. Took a fair amount of effort getting the track in here, though. I was pretty happy with the way it laid. It seemed like it wasn't too bad for what we got out of it. That's some great views. Looks like we're gonna make it up the hill, because I think we start flattening out here soon. Alright, let's go ahead and back off on the throttles. See that the whole train gets up the hill. No point in steaming into the station for the first time like a bunch of crazies. Let off some steam. I am just not confident in this corner up here. Not one bit. So we are going to take it easy. Pull it into the station. Alright, let's see what we get. If we make the turn. Alright, looks like we're making the turn. Alright, which gets dropped where? Oh, that's great. So it actually is in a good direction and everything. You know, lumber goes here. Beams go there. See if we can actually get these dropped at the platforms. That's good. Out the door, up the dock. Well, let's see if that's close enough or if we're too far away. Nope, looks like we're hitting the wood. Alright. Payday. So this will be a little better than just dropping them at the freight yard. Now at least they'll be working towards our future. Uh-oh. I don't think that's going to hit the wood. Those ones did. I just don't. I don't see those hitting the wood. Well, yeah. Whatever. Worst case scenario, they don't hit the wood. Let's see. Come on. Yeah, they did. Bam. Payday. Haha. Alright. Edge forward, get that last car unloaded. And that'll be a train up to the iron mine. Well, getting paid, making a little money. Now we'll have to see if we can make enough to pick up some coal cars and see if we can get the coal out of here and on its way to wherever its destination is. So I think we'll go ahead and do that on the next episode. And thanks for tuning in. Like, share, subscribe if you get a chance. Thank you much. You all have a great day.